Well, family vloggers have hit a new level of low. Let's watch this together. And I'd really love your input on what you see. I'm going to obviously give mine. Oh, it's so bad.
Can we show you a video? I made a TikTok. Can I show you the TikTok that I made? Okay.
Yeah. So before I play the video for you that these parents, for lack of a better word, term, whatever, because this is not what parents should be doing to their children. The children are very well aware of the camera in the room. They know that they're being filmed for this. There's been a lot of family vlogging going on throughout their lives, throughout their little childhoods. I don't know how old they are, but I'd go in the, tween range, like 9 to 12-ish. And obviously I am covering the children's faces because children cannot consent. And they are also not my children. And the way that these people are behaving, they shouldn't be their children either. Do you hear how the child goes, yeah, that trepidation? And it sounds to me like, what the fuck now? What are you putting us through now? So that you can post it all over the internet. And this family, they have let me look here. 1.4 million followers. So 1.4 million people have no problem watching children being exploited on just this one platform alone. And in my opinion, what they're doing here is just a whole new level of low. The disconnection of the care for your own children's emotional well-being through what has undoubtedly been a very extra traumatic year for them. It's devastating. And this is narcissistic abuse. Let's make no mistake about it. Anytime you are doing things to your children without any care around how that emotionally will damage them. And we all know now, we've been on the internet long enough now, the studies are out, the kids who used to be all over TV are speaking out about what they've lost. Look at the Ruby Frankie kids. And, there was the abuse that was going on directly to them. And then there was the abuse of exposing them online and documenting their lives, which weren't their real lives, and the confusion that comes with that, all the things. This is what narcissistic abuse looks like. I only care, my agenda is to meet my needs, the parent, the adults, and they can fuck right off as long as you're serving me my little prop. What do narcissistic parents do? They treat their children as an extension of themselves that they own, that will feel however they choose for them to feel at any given moment on any given day, right? They're just props. They're accessories. And what narcissistic parents don't bargain for is that when they're bringing their accessories into the room, into the world, they're not like a pair of earrings that you can put in the jewelry box. They become an inconvenience, right? And that's when I'm just in a swearing mood today. I'm going to have to get the swearing jar out. This shit really hits the fan for those of us who were born underneath these self-serving pieces of human garbage. And if you can't tell, I'm beyond snarky sparky. Like, I am at a next level of outrage and upset and anger over what I'm seeing here. So let's watch these fake ass mother effers do their thing. Okay, here we go.
I'm going to sign the papers to cancel our divorce.
Mm-hmm. I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I think we're going to save our family.
Love you.
Hello. My bride to be. How?
Are you ready? You gonna do this? Do you want to be married to me?
Yeah.
Canceling the divorce. Okay. You just signed where it says Kinsey and
Yes.
See?
Yeah, I know.
I'll start right here.
Okay. Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
We
did it.
We did it. I love you.
I love you.
They are definitely made for one another. And this is definitely something that they planned out for maximum income and attention and all the things. And then they're like, well, it's not good enough that we're filming this as the adults. Let's make this a part of our children's journey in life as well. So let's watch how this unfolds. The body language is so devastating to watch. The disconnection, how shut down these kids are, how confused they are at this news that is being recorded, all the things. Well, let's watch it together. And I only watched this once because, well, I really, I watched it, I screen recorded it, and I'm like, I just can't. So I'm kind of fresh back. This is all in my memory of seeing it the first time.
Okay. Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
We
did it.
We did it. I love you.
I love you.
We're gonna be married. We're gonna be a family.
We're gonna save our family.
Huh? Okay.
We're gonna be together again.
We're gonna be married.
Again?
Mm-hmm. Is that okay? It is. And we don't have to have you guys split apart and go to one parent's house one week and one parent's house the next, and have Christmas with mom and 4th of July with dad, you know?
I'm going to stop it for a minute. The little girl and the little boy, do they look over? You can't see their faces, but you can see their body language. Do they look excited? Do they look happy that mom and dad are like kids dream of this moment, and look how they shattered it for them. And we can only imagine what was going on behind the scenes that created the need for the separation that lasted about a year or whatever to begin with. These children have really clearly been traumatized, and it's happening again and again and again and on film. So little boy's like, you know, he's not sure. Does he lean into dad? Does this mean you're moving back in? They have no idea what this means. They are shell-shocked. Come here. Let me show everyone I'm a good mommy and how excited you are. I guarantee you this did not go the way these parents thought it was going to go. They're little performing monkeys, because they're not children to these parents, did not respond, I bet you anything, the way that these parents were hoping it was going to go. But they're going to post it anyway. Why? Because this is what they do. They exploit their children, and their need for attention, money aside, their need for attention, they will sacrifice anything and everyone, especially their own children, to have that attention, because that's what drives them. That is narcissistic behavior. I'm not labeling anyone, by the way, or diagnosing. So anyone who's going to come at me, look, to me, this is sociopathic. This is a next level. The mother's expressions on her face, she is really getting off on her children's confusion. She's not looking like, oh shit, we should turn the camera off and be present with our kids. No, and they've lined it all up. Make sure you got a good camera angle of everybody's face and shock and all the things, which is not what they were expecting. So let's carry on and continue to watch it.
We want to do it as a family. So that's what we decided. We're going to stay together as a family, okay?
The little boy keeps looking, because his face is covered so you can't tell, at the dog and the camera and the dog and the camera and the dog and the camera. He's barely in the hug, right? But it's very evident in his body language, in his face, that he's more focused on the fact that they're being filmed than this life-changing event.
we're gonna be together again.
We're gonna be married.
Again?
Mm-hmm. Is that okay? It is. And we don't want to have you guys split apart and go to one parent's house one week and one parent's house the next, and have Christmas with mom and 4th of July with dad, you know? And we want to do it as a family, so.
We don't want to do this to you, so we're getting back together for you, because that's no pressure at all, right? And the way that, again, and there's confusion, you know, and obviously there would be, because however this came about, it's pretty clear from the children's reactions that they didn't see it coming. And okay, that could be because the parents were working behind the scenes, if it was a healthy situation, and insulating the children from false hope. That could be why. However, in this situation, any of that insulation was about self-fulfillment. I was going to say preservation, but it's not. Like fulfilling themselves to unpack it this way. Like this was staged for the parents, right? They knew that this is what they were going to do to their children. They talked about it. Like, look how they set it up. It looks like it's in the little boy's room, and we don't want you going back and forth, and we don't want you this, and but we want to take one of the tenderest, most probably confusing moments of your life and make sure that you know it's on film for the whole world to see. And so now also, if those children have real deep questions or, you know, are going to have deep emotions around this, and the little boy is definitely shut down, they're not going to do that because they are aware, they're old enough to know it's going to be blasted out all over the internet and commented on. And if they're not protecting these children from this moment being on the internet, I have to think that the children are also exposed to the comments that are being made. If not reading them directly, hearing the parents talk about them, because obviously they don't give a toss that they have two little people whose brains are developing, who need to be insulated from online bullying and things, you know, people saying things, or insulated from, oh, you didn't do good enough, we didn't get that many likes. And they may not say it to the children directly, although it wouldn't surprise me. The conversations around the dinner table and between, you know, planning content and stuff like this, like you don't get to over 1 million followers if you're just willy-nilly. You're planning content. There are conversations. There's staging happening. And we know that for a fact now as we look back at what went on with Ruby Franke and that whole situation, the way that they were exposing the children and the retakes and things like that. And to hear it told, like in the beginning, they started filming without the big plans. And as soon as they as soon as they saw that there was going to be money and there was attention and all of the things, then it started to be integrated as part of everybody's job. And so that's what these children are going through right now in front of our very eyes. By the way, I reported these videos, but they're still up, and I report them when I see them as child exploitation, and child abuse, and whatever the button is du jour that TikTok allows. And, you know, I'm sure they won't take it down because it's revenue. It's revenue.
Have Christmas with mom and 4th of July with dad, you know? And we want to do it as a family, so. That's what we decided. We're going to stay together as a family, okay?
The little boy, like, he kind of nods his head and he's motionless, right? His facial expressions to me look like he doesn't believe them. Like, he's very, like, you know, probably thinking, if nothing else, well, are you doing this for a video? And when this is over, is this going to be like a prank kind of thing? I would imagine that would be going through the children's minds as well, while having the hope that it's real and all of the things. And what does that look like? What does it mean? And we don't know if while this marriage was falling apart, if there was a lot of fighting. We don't know if well, I'm sure they didn't go to therapy. If they did, I don't know what they learned, just by virtue of the fact that they could expose their children this way. It breaks my heart. And I think that they are really poor excuses as parents and really pretty vile human beings to, for 1 second, be able to entertain the thought of doing this, let alone doing it. I don't even have any more words around it. I am really interested to see how you all feel. So comment in, let me know your thoughts. I'm going to kind of keep my eye on them. I hate giving them views and traction, but at the same time, I also report the videos. So maybe if there's enough things that I have to report, I wish there weren't. I wish they would just stop, right? It'll make some sort of impact. To anyone out there, if you're watching content where children are being vlogged and their lives are being documented, and, I'm not talking about like a child who's on stage performing and singing, recital's a little different, but I'm not talking about the kids that people are like, they're in show business kind of thing. Like that is a little bit different because it's a very small pocket of their life and nothing personal is being exposed. And, it's something hopefully that the child is not being pushed into. It's a talent that they have, and that's never going to go away regardless, right? So if you're going to engage with something and you're engaging with that, well, it's the lesser of the evils. I personally do not engage with any child-centered content whatsoever. I refuse to do it because it's a slippery slope. And most of the children are absolutely being exploited. If the parents aren't earning money off of it, at a minimum, who do we think makes up over 1 million people watching little girls and boys online? And we know with AI what these predators are doing. It's not a guess, it's a fact. We also know that some of these kids end up having their identity stolen because parents are too stupid to, put things together where they're creating a buffer against being doxxed and things like that. And at the end of the day, it's creating a digital footprint for these children that they never asked for and that they can't consent around because they don't even understand what that means. Okay, I'm going to just let me know how you feel. I feel devastated for them. Yeah.